Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a max effort squat and deadlift day. This went a lot harder than I thought I was going to. I was hoping I was going to get to 400 plus with these bands. I was wrong. Because I'm doing the ultra wide stance, so my toes are actually outside the rack. They're underneath those things. So if I didn't have an open base, I wouldn't be able to go this wide. This is what I've been doing with the speed squats. Now, keeping in mind, I've hit some heavy boxes going right up through December and stuff, in the 500 range with a closer stance than this. And of course, that's where I've hit my 500 squat. It was still a wide stance, but closer than this. And I thought, let me just drop onto this really low box with that ultra wide stance and the heavy bands. If you guys watch what happens with these bands, they're only supposed to be 65 the way I have it set up, but they feel like a lot more. Notice my knees broke. I almost dumped the bar just from the band tension, right? I had to stop there. I almost couldn't re-rack it. When I went to walk it back in, I almost could not walk the weight back in. So I realized I can't make another jump. So I am literally going to have to call 375 plus the bands my max. And it's like, dude, it was hard. So when I say hard, meaning it felt harder than the 500 I did in January, the 500 pound back squat. So it's like, man, that's tough. All right, but it also shows me, look, maybe I need to be careful with the bands. I need to be careful with that ultra wide stance. It might be good for speed work. Maxing, definitely not my best leverage. But again, a max is a max. And so that's the whole point with Conjugate. Yes, it was a difficult lift. It was an awkward lift. I did not hit as big of a lift as I had hoped. But I know that I'm strong right now. Why? Because I did a 500 Good Morning last week. And I just hit more reps and weight just now. I just went up in weight on these Good Mornings afterwards. So we know we're good there. And I've kind of said if the Good Morning could go up and I build the quads, I'm in a good spot. So I think moving forward, definitely some of the box work needs to not be as wide as I'm doing. I mean, it's nice and everything, but I'm also not going to squat equipped. It's going to be raw. So I may want to go over and mess with what I know are my best leverages again, right? Where we know we've been real strong in the past. Like the footing where you guys saw me do that, 600 cambered bar a few years ago when I was over 25 pounds heavier before I cut. So with that being said, we went over afterwards and we did Good Mornings. I did 240 for 3 sets of 10. Right, 3 sets of 10. These were fairly challenging. Again, felt stuff work in a really good way. My back, all through my back, a lot of stuff through my mid back, lower back, hips just kind of crackled a little into place in the middle of these sets. So again, I felt like everything was working. Felt my whole back work. Felt my hamstrings. Nice, good, high quality sets here. So again, keep getting stronger at Good Mornings as a primary, and just build my quads up. Because at the end of the day, I also know if I can Good Morning a ton of weight, I can lock the squat. Just got to get it moving out of the hole. So keep pushing Good Mornings. And I've set other goals. I'm like, okay, so I've hit 500 on that cambered bar now. I need to get that higher. But I'm also going to work other Good Mornings, right? We're going to do SSBs, maybe from dead stop, maybe some chains, maybe other stuff with the cambered bar. Just keep working Good Mornings. But I do like that cambered bar is my max to test where I'm at. Because at the end of the day, I've always historically been able to squat more than I can do a cambered bar Good Morning with. So it's going to be the issue too from here. Push the Good Mornings up and just make sure the quads can keep up. Right? We need to make sure the quads can keep up. That's going to be the name of the game. Build the quads, build the quads, build the quads. And it's not like I don't have big quads, but I'm a little worried, of not having enough to get those squats moving out of the hole. So I did notice even with that 500 that the quads did seem to be a little bit of a limit. They seem to be a little bit of a limit. So I want to make sure that's not the case. But I went ahead and did all my posterior chain stuff. So what I did today, I did 9 supplemental sets for quads today. Okay, now keeping in mind we're training them twice a week. But glute ham raises, after doing those 3 sets of Good Mornings, I almost didn't want to do glute ham raises. I did 2 sets of 10 here, which is body weight, and I called it quits. And I did supersets on those with the belt squats. Okay, supersets with the belt squats. And again, hamstrings felt lit. The second set, I felt like my hamstrings were pretty well done. They didn't have anything else left. So I've also reduced the weight. So I'm trying to go ass to grass now on these belt squats. I want to build the quads, and they do. They light my quads up. Yes, I'm having to go lighter to do this, but I'm hitting sets of 12. But I'm going deep. There's no hell right at parallel. We're getting ass to grass. This will build the quads, even if I'm forced to go lighter like this. With considerably less weight, doesn't matter. It's 165 pounds. You guys are like, you do, more than that for sets. It's a lot more than that for sets of 10. Yeah, but I'm also struggling with depth. And on this, every single rep is pretty much ass to grass, right? We're getting that deepest position possible. And what does that mean? That means we're going to build the most quad. We've got to build the quads. And that deep position there is what's going to give me the squat strength that I want. We're looking thick today, though. And yes, I'm at 220 at the moment. I'm just going to recount from here. The scale may come down a little bit because I'm keeping calories a little lower, eating ultra clean, pretty much a brown chicken and brown rice and vegetable type bro diet at the moment. But I have salted everything up more. Lots of salt, lots of potassium. And I want to make sure I'm staying super hydrated with what I'm doing. I need the training fuel, I need the muscle fullness, and I need to avoid the cramps. So that's the other problem I have with the really low sodium diet I do for my veneers normally. I get a lot of cramping. And I need to avoid that. And I feel like electrolytes are going to help. Everything needs to just go up, all of them. Sodium, potassium. So I'm putting soy sauce, in the brown rice plus potassium salts. You guys see me add potassium salt to the water. So again, electrolytes, hydration. It's going to be critical. But I did 4 sets of the belt squats. I almost don't want to talk through this whole vlog. This vlog is going to be a lot of training volume here. It's like 15 minutes. So let me just briefly cover what all I did, and then you guys can finish up and watch if you care to watch all of it all the way through. So 4 sets of the 12 on the belt squats. They burned pretty well. I may want to take these reps up higher though with this weight. See if I can push more reps next time. But I do feel a good stimulus. We did 3 sets of the reverse hypers, supersetted between a lot of this, and then I finished up with 5 sets of leg extensions, pretty much right at failure, or to 1 rep in reserve. They ended up being about 18 to 20 reps on all the sets, fairly short breaks. So again, I just wanted to burn the hell out of my quads afterwards. This gives me the deep stretch. Those leg extensions on there give me really a little more middle and contracted position, which will help me push through on the squats. But the belt squat's the primary, and that's just to finish the quads and make sure they're good. So there's a lot of volume in here that I don't want to talk through. Kind of really tired after this workout. Got some stuff to get sorted. I got to eat. Got some other business to deal with. And I still got to get reels and shorts up for this later. So you guys will see everything that I'm doing here. You'll see the leg extensions at the end, all 5 sets. I'm just going to put them in, and I'm going to stop talking. And anyone who wants to watch the rest of it, feel free to do so. So I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.